Yo, yo. Some hats do the mic thing a little nicer than others. I might want to actually. Let's. Nope, not that. Get out of that. One other thing. Yes, right here. That setting. Mic gain. Let's pull that up a little bit more. Because I just feel like for raw camera mic, you want it to be a little hotter. And I will give it like approximately 1 minute before I actually get started with this. So bear with me. I will put y'all. Alright. Let's get this up here. So we can see that up here. Fix that a little bit. What else do we want here? Nope, I don't want to do that. And I don't want to do that. And I don't want to do that. There's all that. Yep, we're gonna let that be with that as is. Alright. And just give it one more brief moment. Allow people. Alright. Well, here we go, guys. What's up, everybody? Good afternoon, good morning. Not sure what time it is where you're at. For me, it's a little before noon, so afternoon, early morning, late morning. What's up, y'all? So yeah, today, I would like to do a more thorough video that's more fleshed out with animation and stuff on this, but I guess for now, right now, I'm kind of seeing the whole streaming thing as just a way of like getting all the stuff that's in my brain out of my brain, so it's out of my brain, so then I can actually like do something with it. Because sometimes you get locked inside your head, and you gotta let those things get out of your head because some of those ideas are good. So this is going to be about confidence and building confidence, and how do you go about that? How do you go from I'm scared to I'm doing things? And this obviously is geared towards the skateboarding side of things because that's what I'm doing. But honestly, any and all of these lessons can like be taken through all aspects of life because I mean it's all about building that confidence, building repetition, and then taking action. Like, you gotta have all the steps to make that work. So, yeah, for me, when I'm skating, what is that? Yeah, for me, when I am skating, I 100% have to get in the right mindset to be able to do it. Like some days you're just not feeling it, and those days your probably best bet is to just not. But sometimes you just have to like push a little bit and get over things and then you get into your flow. I mean, it's confidence in life and confident like yeah, in life, like to take a step forward and say I'm gonna do this bold thing. Like generally speaking, you're not worried about breaking your leg when you're doing that, or concussions and or any of the other things that happen with skating. Skating, it's almost easier to have that focused direction because you do have that aspect of you're in a more confined area. You have a goal that's right in front of you. You have steps that you can take to get to that goal. But sometimes I mean, like with sometimes when it's not a matter of skill, it's all in your head. Like, and you see that a lot of the times when you're approaching tricks that you can do. Like I just spent 3 days being able to go to the Lockport skate park, and there was this one obstacle. There are two obstacles that have this basically a flat manual pad that on one side, or basically it's a long 8-foot manual pad, but underneath there's like this canal put in there, which Lockport is known for their canals. It's Canalville, so they like to incorporate the canal system into their skate park, which is kind of cool, but kind of challenging. So what they did like you have your manual pad. So on one side they have like a flat metal piece that goes over the top of the death pit, and then on the other side you have the death pit. And they have a flat rail or a round bar rail that has that same deal where you have a piece of metal covering the death gap, and then on the other side you have that death gap. So both of those tricks, I mean, like, yes, I can ollie onto a smaller ledge and grind it pretty much no problem. It's kind of second nature at this point. And that's because I've developed the confidence, because I've put in those repetitions to be able to have that confidence to say, yes, I can go do that. But you go up to that other thing with the freaking death gap. Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, you go up to the other thing with the weird death gap, and yeah, your mind all of a sudden doesn't cooperate with you on it. You know that it's a 6-inch, fun box or flat box that you're getting onto. You know it's a 1-foot tall rail that you're getting onto, and you know that you can do that in your sleep. But knowing that weird little thing is there, it throws you off. So yeah, you have to get over the mental side of that, and sometimes it's not rational. It's not skill based. It has anything to do with what your skill level is or any of the above. It's all the little games that you have to play in your head to get over things. And sometimes that can happen with the round bar. There was also this hip that was there. There was a 3-sided hip, so you had a bank, but right on the other side is this slappy curb. So yeah, if you're good, you can hit that hip and come down, and yeah, to just move aside from that slappy curb. But if you're trying something new for the first time, like I was trying to do both regular ollie, backside ollie to fakies, and nollie to fakies. Hey guys, play nice in the I don't want to have to be heavy-handed with the moderation here. All right. So yeah, no, I mean, practicing those, I had a problem trying to stick the landing on it, not because I was worried about landing the trick itself, but because I was worried about what I was going to run into after I got off the bank. And I constantly was stepping off the board prior to even rolling down the bank because I was worried about, running into the slappy curb. So eventually I just had to like reroute it and hit it on the other side, which was kind of a pain in the butt. So little things make a big difference. Little mental gaps, and it's how you got to get over those mental gaps. Press 1 in the chat if you guys have ever experienced that situation where there's a thing, doesn't matter what field it's in, there's a thing for a fact you are capable of doing, but it's just different enough that it messes with you. And you have to go through a whole process to get over it. I'm sure that I can't be the only one that experiences that. And I'd love to know what you guys do to get over those mental hurdles too. Like, what do you guys do when you are confronted with that situation where it's you know how to do it, but you just something's slightly different about it, and it makes you hold up. So part of the process for me for gaining confidence, and I'm kind of skipping around here. So for me, at least in skating, if you're thinking about the thing that you want to do too much, chances are you're not going to do it as good. And any of those little changes are going to make that much more of a difference. Like, I was going through footage and editing a video where I'm taking the first baby steps into doing an actual downslope handrail. Small, I'm not thinking kind of crazy, I'm not going gigantic, I'm not trying to kill myself here, but I'd like to be able to do like a small handrail. So one of the things that I bought to help practice on was an Element flat bar, and I've been bringing it with me to the local skate parks whenever I go skating lately. And one of the things I ended up doing was I took that flat bar and brought it on top of the manual box and had it set up so one side was on the ground and one side was up. And it was just really interesting to see the process of like getting over, because just changing up that one little thing, it wasn't that drastic of a let me see, I can put it, I think I have a picture I can add here. Hold on here, bear with me. So we're gonna add that, and we're gonna bring that over. Yeah, there you go, right here. So this guy right here, so that's what I had here. So just getting to the point where I had the confidence to get on there and have the bar as far back as possible, and yes, that is a beautiful sunset. It took a while. It took a lot of just rolling up to it and like kicking the board away and saying, okay, I just got to get the feel for what it feels like to actually approach this thing, then to like just throw the board at it, and then to like get on it a few times and quite frankly eat shit. Like, actually, like the thing that led to me landing it the first time was actually eating shit, because sometimes when you're so worried that you're gonna fall, you do need to fall in order to realize falling isn't that bad. Because sometimes you look at it and say, oh my god, if I fall on this, I'm going home in a body cast. Like, especially at 50 years old. But sometimes you need to hit it, fall, and feel that okay, that's what that feels like. Okay, now I know that feels like. Now I can move forward and actually go and land this thing. Which I think it took me 15 minutes, 10 minutes to get to that point on that. And I did land it. In that video, I'm going to be hopefully having that ready to release tomorrow at some point. So keep your eyes out for that if you get a chance to. And yeah, eventually there is a more formal actual handrail at one of our local parks. And it's down a 3-stair, so I feel like that's doable. That's something I can get to, I can do. And I flirted with it once already, or did the roll up, but it was a little too busy at the park to really try to do that. And I do actually have like quite a few things on the list of tricks that I want to try and learn. And at that point with that one, like, I just hadn't done the stair ollie in a while too, so I pretty much just spent 5 minutes just non-stop ollieing down the 3-step. Just, there's no way in hell I'm doing a 3-step handrail if I'm not confident doing the 3-step. And again, that's part of the confidence building process, is you build the confidence for the handrail by building the confidence on the stairs. And then once I can approach those stairs and not even think about it, whatever, just ollie it, doesn't matter, then I'm ready for that handrail. And yes, again, it's a mental game. Like, you have to get to that point. And I don't know, when you're younger, you might be a little bit more willing to just throw yourself at things. When you're 50 and you got a family and you're trying to do this for the long, I mean, I want to be doing this when I'm 60. I want to be doing this when I'm 65, 70. I don't want to be doing this in a way that hurts me so much that I'm not going to be able to get back on the board. So we'll close that down. We'll put that back up here. So yeah, I like that. So yeah, you build the confidence. Building confidence it happens through repetition. It happens through failing. Because I fully feel like if you don't, you you have to fall a few times in order to get it. It's just part of the process. If you don't, then like you're not going to know what it feels like when you're falling, and you're never going to ramp up your speed, which is something that I do with my learning process too. Like, every session I start with everything slowly, and then slowly but surely build the speed up. And like, I know a lot of people who just go fast and that's what they do, and that's what they do all the time. Me, I'm not confident enough to go fast at everything all the time. For me, I have to start slow. Like, when I get to a session, I'll go slow at everything and build up that confidence, because sometimes it's not even a matter of there's your blanket overall, like, my skill level is this here, and that's like the optimum skill level. But that's in a broad sense. Like, in reality, like, every day you go out and approach something, like, it's gonna be a little different. Like, you got nagging little things. Like, right now, I folded my foot a little bit on going fakie into an ollie, and I didn't like roll. I mean, it's not a sprained ankle, and probably just a little bruised bone, but it hurts. And depending on what I'm doing, it hurts more. Depending on what I'm doing, it hurts less. And obviously, it's something that's easy to aggravate. And if you skate literally every day, like I've been doing, there is no healing process. You're always dealing with something that's kind of nagging at you, which is what most athletes are doing. Most athletes are, dealing with nagging. I mean, you look at like the Stanley Cup playoffs, for instance, and like you get to the end and you find out that like half the players on both teams like are playing through broken ribs and broken ankles and broken this and that and the other thing. And immediately, like, once the season ends, they're going to surgery and getting like all that stuff taken care of. But like, for sporting events like that, like, it gets to that extreme where, like, yes, you need surgery on this to like get back to 100%, but you're going to go out there and play on this because that's what you got to do, because we got to win this championship. So, I mean, obviously, I'm not putting myself through that level of rigor, because I'm a 50-year-old unsponsored person that is not at pro level skateboarding level, and it's not my primary form of income. So, like, it's purely for myself that I'm doing it. But even on a daily basis, you kind of have to go through like this mini evaluation period of, how am I feeling today? What, even to the point of like, some days, usually I'm very good at board slides. Some days, it just isn't clicking though. So some days board slides are not the thing that I can do. Sometimes it's the best thing I can do. Sometimes it's the only thing I can do. But sometimes, you get on and every time it feels squiggly and like you're not settled and your balance isn't right. But you go off and you do this other thing on the hip and that feels fine. Or you might actually feel more like, I want to skate transition that day. I want to do just mellow 50-50s, or I like LaSalle Park for this reason because it's got the snake run there. That like if you're just not feeling like doing tricks, even like you've got the snake run that you can just cruise. I like LaSalle in general from that perspective because it's the most it's the most easy to skate park that you can do and have fun without having to do tricks. Like it's enjoyable to just ride up and down everything and you don't have to go full throttle. But yeah, every day you kind of have to go through that process of I have to see where I'm at, how's my ollie feeling today. Okay, I'm feeling good on my ollie. Okay, that means I can try this, that, and the other thing. I'm not gonna try ollieing onto the big ledge and doing grinds if I don't feel like my ollie's doing good. It's just not gonna be a good thing. My mind is gonna stop me from doing that before I even get into it. And again, that leads right back to that confidence thing where even as a daily basis, things that you know you can do, if you're not feeling it that day, you don't have the confidence, you're not going to be able to do it. So basically, yeah, in a perfect world, when you're doing skating, you're going to be, let's say you're approaching a brand new trick that you're either relearning or learning. For me, the vast majority of what I'm doing is relearning the old things, but when you've not done it as long, like it's pretty much like learning it for the first time. So that's the awesome thing is the joy is there it's as if the joy that I'm getting from doing new things is as if it's brand new as opposed to relearning new. So that's awesome. But when I go and relearn something, like yeah, I'm gonna be going slow. Like I've been working on. It's not a learning thing, but I've been just working on getting them better. Um, ollie into a 50-50 on a ledge and backside or front side pop shove it out, which is very hard. Um, and it's a catch-22 because it's you need speed in order to get enough distance on the grind in order to like get the setup needed to do the shove it out. And if you don't have speed into your grind too, you're pretty much landing at a dead standstill in your shove it, which I'm not quite at that level where I can do it with enough speed yet that I'm really truly rolling out of it. But that's part of that building process where like you have to be confident enough in the base. I mean, this is an interesting one because it involves two tricks. So you have to be confident enough in ollieing into a 50-50 grind to say that yes, I'm going to be confident. I'm doing that without thinking because I need to be thinking about that other thing. I need to be thinking about the shove it out. And you don't know how many times you eat shit because you screw up the ollie into the curb because you're not thinking about the ollie into the curb at all. You're 100% thinking about the shove it out, and your feet aren't in the right place. And like, yeah, it's happened. It does happen. It's one of those things. But yeah, no, I mean it's a two-stage process where like with that trick you have to be confident in getting into the grind enough that you get into the grind, and then when you're in the grind you have to be confident enough to have that speed enough to be able to make that shove it out. I was trying it at I didn't actually nail it there, but I was trying it at the Rail Yard skate park, and because of that weird death gap thing, it made me have to go a little faster into the grind, which I was fine with for doing regular grinds. I was fine with doing frontside 180s out, but when I went to go do the shove it, I was getting the shove it, but I would pull my foot back at the last second. And I was at that point, I was tired, and it was on day 3 of sessioning there. Day 7 of skating every day in general. Many of those days with 3 days. So yeah, my legs were pretty burnt out at that point. So I wasn't going to force it too much, and I was on limited time, and I had like 5 other things that I wanted to try. So I probably could have, if I'd stayed and just worked that for another 20 minutes, I probably would have gotten that. But again, it's I hesitate to say it's not something that I should even be doing, because what I should be doing is, and I realized this the other night, is just later that night I got home and I was skating out front because I wanted to get my second session in, and I was struggling getting the front side shove-its with speed. Like, I had to be going very slow to get it, and it's like ding, 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 ding. Of course, you're not going to be able to get that pop shove-it out of the curb with any kind of speed. How the hell do you think you're going to do that if you can't do it with speed on flat ground? So again, it brings you back to that confidence building. How do you build that confidence? You build that confidence 100% through repetition, 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 repetition. Like the good old martial artists tell you, you have to do things like 1,000 times in order to like know the thing. Um, and I often say when I land a trick once, like if I land it once, I didn't actually land it. That's luck. Like you have to land it a few more times before you can actually say you've got the trick. Because anything else is luck unless it's something you know you can do on a daily basis. And I've been just going off for a while, so I should pause a second and say, hey, everybody, how's it going? You following along? Any questions, comments, concerns? Am I way off target on some of the things I'm saying, or do you guys feel that I'm on a path here, a good path? Yeah, no, I'm just trying to organize thoughts on this basically, because this is I'm gonna want to do a more formal video on this that I'll, you know, edit and like have look a lot nicer and master the sound and all that. Um, so basically, I'm just trying to see what works with this idea and what doesn't work with this idea, and how to present this idea. And from that standpoint, yeah, feedback is king. I would definitely love to hear back from all y'all. I'm going to pause a second here. I need to get some water. I'll be back in 2 seconds, okay? Or 1 minute. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Needed a water break. So yeah, no, any questions, comments, concerns, anything before going back into stream of consciousness mode? What time is it anyways here? It is 11:30. It's going to be actual lunchtime mode fairly soon, so food time. So yeah, anybody got comments, questions, concerns, any other topics you guys want me to discuss while I'm here? Cuz I feel like I've gotten the main topic covered, at least at this point. I've brought up a lot of things, of strategies of how I deal with building up confidence. Um, I think the message was pretty clear there on that. So at this point, if it's time to go, I guess it's time to go. If not, I'll give it a couple more minutes. Because I guess I can, another topic I'd like to eventually get into it, but I haven't thought about it as much, is how do you get the motivation sometimes? Motivation. How do you motivate yourself? And that's especially concerning with something like skateboarding, which, you're motivating yourself to go hurt yourself a lot of the times. So you gotta say, okay, what? I'm sitting here in my nice comfy couch and air conditioning. I'm gonna go outside and sweat my butt off in order to come home with bruised up shins, which I may not have too many big injuries, but yeah, my shins are woo. I've got a couple. It's kind of funny. My for probably for a while now, for about 6 months, the vast majority of the damage has been all on the left shin. For some reason, that's just where my board wants to go. Left shin, left shin, left shin, left shin. Where couple things that I've been doing lately. The right shin has definitely decided to say I'm feeling left out, and it's definitely saying I need attention from the board, and the board has to come hit me, and not only hit me. It's like you get that sometimes where you have there's a foot and a half of real estate out along the shin for the board to hit, but right now on the right shin, it seems, and it's just there's one trick that I've been trying that does it, and it was that frontside shove it, frontside pop shove it. For some reason you come down weird on that one, and yeah, no, the natural place for that board to go is right into your shin, right maybe about 3 to 4 inches above where your shoe line is. And I went from no love taps on the right shin to about 16 love taps on that right shin, all of them in the same place. So that shin is actually really hurting right now. And I did take a board pop up to the inner thigh, and that's hurting. No, I'm a little beat up actually right now, to be quite honest, and I'm due for a day or two of healing and rest. Because yeah, no, I did just push the hell out of myself for 7 days, 8 days actually. I think it was 8 days straight, with 4 multi-session days, because I gotta get my butt ready for Woodward. I want to be trained. I want to be in good physical health. I want to be in good condition. I want to be able to hit just about everything there and not be worried. But the big thing is I want to have the endurance to be able to skate 6, 7, maybe 8 hours of the days that I'm there, because that's you know, you don't get. I'm not gonna. When am I gonna get to Woodward again? I mean, this might be the one. This might be one and done for that. I mean, this might be. I mean, if I can, I'd love to like do make that be a yearly pilgrimage. That would be great, but can't quite guarantee that's gonna happen. Well, well. I think it's probably about time to sign off on this here stream. I think I've accomplished the task. I think I've done a decent job of it. I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure. Either way. Yeah, no, I think we're good. I'll leave the floor open for conversation, though, if anybody has any topics they want discussed. At this point, I don't know what else to do at this point, though. I didn't come in with an agenda much greater than the opening title, and I didn't even have a framework or an outline. This is just a freewheeling conversation right now. Open range, free range conversation. We've moved from the topic at hand to complete and utter stream of consciousness. Because I don't want dead air, so that just makes me feel like I need to keep talking. And yes, that's also part of the building confidence thing. Like, hell, even 2 months ago when I was super excited to be joining up and doing YouTube in general, I did not have the confidence to jump on and do live streams. Still don't really have the confidence to jump on and do live streams. I'm I'm working on that. That's why I'm doing this a lot lately, because it's part of his experimentation. Part of it is just I need to get my own head wrapped around the idea of sitting in front of a camera and just saying whatever the heck comes to my mind for an hour, because that's not a natural state of affairs. Even when you're thinking in the shower, you're not doing that aloud. that's a little crazy town, especially if you don't feel like you're actually talking to anybody. But I do. I feel like I got a decent amount of people in here so far, I think. Either way, 40 minutes is probably close to the end game here, unless anybody's got a topic they want to shoot out. I am all ears and willing to talk about stuff that needs to be talked about. I can even go into non-skateboarding territory if you want. Heck, let's do that. And in fact, actually, you know what I am extra excited about that should be really good, and I kind of feel like I want to do a little brief out of the theater reaction for this one, but I'm taking my son to see Fantastic Four tonight, and I feel like that's going to be a fun movie. I did Superman, and I liked that too. That was definitely enjoyable. Goofy, but enjoyable. It was jarring a little bit at first, but I liked the way they did a lot of the things that they did in that movie. And I'm not going to talk about it in a spoilery fashion, because I'm not, even though I'm not a movie review channel. But yeah, no, that was a fun movie. I'm glad to see DC Studios finally doing something worthwhile, and getting their game back on like we need. I feel like Marvel needs to be challenged by other IPs in order to like make good stuff, and so far, Star Wars hasn't been giving them a challenge. DC hasn't been giving them a challenge. Even the stuff coming out of the Sony side of Sony Studios has not been giving them a challenge. Madam Web did not give a challenge. Madam Web was not good. And even on the other side of the DC, like the Joker 2 flopped, and like there's a bunch of stuff that didn't even work there. So I was very happy to see that Superman was actually a very fun movie to go to see, and I'm really excited to see what Fantastic Four has to bring to the table, because all the trailers look pretty darn good. So you never know. Maybe I might do an out of the theater reaction to that, even though it has nothing to do with skateboarding. I feel like that's part of what the live stream is supposed to do, though. It's supposed to bridge the gap between creator and audience and bring the personality into it, as opposed to just being the face on the screen that does things. Which I'm still, I guess, the face on the screen that does things. But it's discussions like this that let you all know that, yeah, no, I actually do some things other than skateboarding too. I do have existence outside of skateboarding. So yeah, no. Are you, anyone else excited to go see Fantastic Four this weekend? Is anybody else planning on going to see it? I know I'm pretty excited to go see it. What I'm not excited about is unexpected overtime work situation that I have to do on Saturday, which I don't like that. Don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. Let's see, other things. I don't know how many of y'all live in the northeast of the United States, but if any of y'all live in the northeast of the United States, you've probably crossed that threshold of the summer where it always goes that way, and you get to June, and then like it finally becomes summer, and you say to yourself, "Oh, we got all summer to do that." We got time. We got all summer to do that. Then there's that point that comes right in the beginning of the third week, usually of July, end of the second week, beginning of the third week of July, where it's that first. For me, it was really the last week, earlier in the week. I had a few really early morning wake up calls for work, and yeah, getting in the car at 6:30 in the morning and feeling like I needed a sweatshirt. That's the sign right there. That's the good old. That's when you get in the car and getting ready to go to work, and you say in your head, "All right, now is the time to get all. Now summer's almost over." Basically, it's like you go from it happens just like that, where you go from, wow, we got all the time in the world. Summer just started. We got all summer to do this. And now you get to this stage in July where you look at it and it's like, oh crap, there's a month left. I mean, technically summer goes till September, but this is the time of year, though, as a Buffalonian, where the weather just gets a little funky here. Like where you start hearing about how it's heat dome and crazy heat and heat wave and drought everywhere else, but then it's like 60 degrees here, and it's like, where did my summer go? And then it's 80 degrees in September, but the pool is already too cold to swim in. So yeah, now is the time to. I mean, skating is still going to happen in the fall. That I'm not as concerned about. The big rush will be the problem. The problem is going to start to become, and I've already started to notice it, is your your session end time just got cut a little bit because it's no longer sunset after 9 now. It's now sunset closer to 9, quarter to 9. And it's going to start going down and down and down. So we're going to start losing that daylight, which means opportunities to skate my slappy curb go down, which means, yeah, no, that there's a lot of side effects to that in general are not fun. And yeah, with the available daylight going down, like generally the overnight's always going to be colder without as much daylight to charge the water in the pool. The pool is going to start getting cooler and cooler and cooler. It's all relative though, because right now, like I jump into like the pool and it seems cold, but it's warmer than it was in June when we were jumping in the pool and it felt warm. I mean, it's all a matter of perspective. And we'll probably, as usual, we always keep the pool open later than we should, and I always end up doing, me and the kids do a polar bear plunge every year right at the tail end, the day before I close the pool down. We do a polar bear plunge, and the water is usually very, very cold. And if you go to my progress too, you'll see that that right at the beginning of that video I show us doing the pool plunge. Excuse me 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute because I want to blow my nose. Hold on. I don't care if you see that, whatever. That's fine. It's just I don't want you. You don't have to hear that. And it was starting to get all nasally sounding. So yeah, no, it's kind of the sad part of the season where yeah, you gotta lament that summer's about over, and I know probably there's a bunch of people out there that'll be like, woohoo, I can't wait till the bugs go away and yada yada yada. But I'd much rather deal with bugs and heat and sweating than freezing and cold. And yeah, maybe I should not live in an area that has so much cold. I don't even want to think about that right now though. It's the middle of summer, and yeah, no, it's just the lesson to be learned there is, yeah, no, enjoy every damn moment of the summer that you can because it's short and sweet. And next stream I do that I talk about this, it's going to be filled probably with, I mean, like, I'm already seeing people like saying Mariah Carey's thawing out. Don't need that. I'd rather, like, I'll gladly look forward to Halloween. Halloween is fun if it actually like doesn't like freeze and rain on us, so the kids can actually wear their costumes and look cool. But yeah, no, not looking forward to the cold weather that I know is to come. But we've got a month left of gorgeous weather. Yes, the sun is going to start descending earlier. Yes, you're going to start losing time at the beginning of the day too. Yep, the mornings are going to start becoming more and more crisp. Part of the changing seasons, and there you go, and there you go, and there you go. And on that note, unless anyone has anything else they'd like to add, I'm going to say thank you to everyone who has, come and check this out. Thanks for hanging with me for an hour. Hope I wasn't too boring. I hope, well, maybe I said some things that, left some kind of impact. Hopefully, when I go back and rewatch this, I'll come up with a bunch of better ideas of how to approach a more formal video about the topic of confidence and how to build confidence and how to maintain that confidence. Because it's not confidence, and that is important. Actually, I didn't even say anything about confidence. Isn't something that it's not something that's a permanent structure. Like, you don't build your confidence and like let it sit in the field and never touch it and think that it's still there. Like it's more like a garden that if you don't tend to it, it's gonna die, and then you don't have that confidence anymore because you didn't do the steps needed to maintain that confidence. Which is the same steps as like building the confidence. It's just continuing to do it. That's why one of the things I mention quite a bit in my my more open session videos is that like part of the hard part about learning new tricks is when you expand your bag of tricks, it also expands your needs for maintenance for those tricks. Because a trick learned and then not done again is a trick that you have to relearn again. Like, there's no ands, ifs, or about it. Like, if you I'm already at that point with a few where I've got to go back and reestablish them. Like in the 50 for 50 part 2, I was doing frontside big frontside fakey frontside big spins, and I had them pretty decently. Like, not perfect, but like I had them pretty decently, and I went to go try one the other day, and like, yeah, no, I couldn't do it. So it makes me honestly almost want to go back, and I kind of want to. Well, I know a lot of people do, you know, like because there's parts, you know, like you have, if you have a part 1, part 2, part 3 kind of thing, a lot of people will just take those 3-4 parts and mash them together to be a full complete series, which I'm not keen on doing that with that series, just because I don't like the idea of it. What I kind of want to do with, and maybe I might do this as a prelude to round 3, is just go back and completely redo round 1 and 2 together. So as opposed to, you know, tricks 1 through 10 being in one video, and then now tricks 1 through 20 will be in one video, completely redone. They'll look a lot better, most of them at least, because I mean, some of them, like the nollies especially, like will look a hell of a lot better because I've been doing that a lot. Then that's actually become one of my more favorite tricks, and I'm super like, oh my god, like it's just kind of crazy cool. Talk about confidence, like all those little sessions in front of my house, like practicing the stuff, like doing nollies over and over again, doing fakey ollies over and over again, doing nollie 180s, frontside 180s. Like now I'm doing them over hips, or not over, like more to the side of. I'm not going big like that yet, but like you get the point. Like it's I built up the confidence on the flat in order to be able to bring them into this other territory, so that way, you know, you get the progression. Like progression is awesome when it happens, and you don't get that without building confidence. And by building confidence, you're building steps, you're laying seeds. It's kind of like what they say with the YouTube videos, you're laying seeds for the future, because they'll grow and blossom. But you have to maintain, in the skateboarding sense, you have to maintain those things, because like I found with the frontside shove-its, you lose them if you don't. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why I do a lot of skating out in front of my house, because if I go to a skate park where, I mean, every once in a while I'll have a flat ground session. A lot of, I mean, like if other people are, we're warming up. But if I'm going to a skate park, it's to skate all that stuff that I don't have in front of my house. It's very easy to skate flat ground in front of my house. I mean, like, all you need is a flat ground to skate flat ground. That's the joy of flat ground. So if I'm skating skate parks a lot, I'm not necessarily doing shove-its. I'm not doing all those little technical things because I'm focusing on bigger objects. And I'm locking myself into a catch-22 by doing that, because if I'm not confident enough, like shove-its, let's say shove-its, regular shove-its, if I'm not confident enough to do shove-its regularly on flat ground, I'm not going to be confident enough to try shove-its on a bank. Same goes for nollies, same goes for fakie ollies, same goes for cabs, same goes for all of those tricks. Like you're if you don't have comfort in the basic territory, you're not going to be able to bring them to the next territory. Like, you're not going to be confident nollying into a 50-50 if you're not confident just cruising down the street and nollying. So it may seem trivial and boring. It may seem like I'm posting fluff content by posting a lot of these sessions from in front of my house, but you're not getting all that stuff migrating to the skate park and being done on other things unless I do those steps there. And the whole point is to show what it takes to get from point A to point B. And yeah, that's for me to go. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. That's for me to get from point A to point B. I mean, my journey and my needs and what I need to do to get tricks done, it's going to be different from other people. Some people, like, can't even consider doing a trick unless they're going at a minimum of 20 miles an hour. And I know people like that, so that ain't me. But I get how people can be that way. And I think, hey, that's a full hour at this point. Full hour of stream time. Alright, that is awesome, groovy, awesome sauce. Alright, guys, I think signing off is what has to happen. I think I'm going to say have a great day. Catch you on the flip side. Leave comments, like and subscribe. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. I see a few people just jumped in. Sorry for jumping in just as I'm about to end. I'll leave this up on my channel for a little bit, just in case anybody wants to go back and watch anything. And yeah, like I said, feedback is always a great thing. Like, one of the reasons I'm, doing lives is in order to have it be more of a two-way street. So, let me know what you're thinking. That way I can provide better content to you that you might like a little bit more, instead of content that I just look at and say, hey, that looks pretty sweet. Alright. I think that's it. Unless anybody has anything to add, we are going to give one last thank you. You guys rock. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. And hope to see you soon. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.